Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Nerd Variety Podcast. I am Josh, and with us is Hayden.
Yes, hi. I thought there was going to be a nickname.
No, not now.
He's out of touch. We haven't been back.
We're too sporadic for nicknames. But also, oh crap, Matt,
Are we?
what's up?
Are
Are we
the
occupying the same space at the same time?
We're occupying the same space at the same time?
Oh my god, I can touch you.
He's
Ah!
touching me. What's up, guys? We're back again.
Yes.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Nerd Variety's back.
Tell a friend,
Tell your
please,
friends.
please, so they can subscribe and like and share.
And follow us.
Yes, all the things. But yeah, we're here. I hope everyone's been doing well so far in 2026. It's rough out there, but we are putting on good faces. And we're talking about toxic fan bases today.
Yay.
Now, just to be clear, I, as a clinical counselor, I do not approve of the term toxic as a therapeutic term, as it is not exactly therapeutic. It is a very more pop psychology term.
Yes, a very popularized, term.
Yeah.
It works. It's just not in the DSM-5.
Yeah.
Or is it 5 or 6 yet?
It's the 5 right now.
Still 5? Okay.
Lord, do we know a lot of toxic fan bases.
Yes. As go in any fandom, you will find great fans and toxic fans.
Yep.
And
much with anything.
Yes. And they exist in a lot in the big, fan bases. Immediately I thought of Star Wars toxic fans, as we've seen in the last 10 years. No, actually since Phantom Menace came out,
Been 25 years.
Yes.
Since the prequels, for sure.
Also with comic books and adaptations of those comic books.
Yep.
Been very toxic. And over the last, 15-ish years, the anime community, while great, they can be pretty toxic.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I know this isn't exactly your guys' wheelhouse, but one that I'm in, the World of Warcraft fan base.
Oh, that's right.
Is terrible.
Wait, Hayden, is the video game community toxic?
It can't be, right?
It depends on the game, in my opinion, but generally, yes.
What? No! That can't be! Oh, my God.
It almost seems like it's the same with everything else.
Yeah. Yes.
Of course we know sports fandoms are toxic.
Oh, yes.
That's more my wheelhouse as well.
I know nothing about sports people.
Now, you go to a game, you find some really nice, you get some really nice fans, but then you go to that same game, you got some really awful fans,
Or their whole fan base is delusional Cowboys.
Ooh.
But, excuse me.
If there are any sports fans watching, they might take offense to that.
Especially if they're Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, there's just people that find something that they just that just irks them, and for the wrong reasons. Be it, we see a lot of racism that comes out in these fan bases. We see a lot of sexism. We see a lot of people that are just very reluctant to new ideas and concepts and storytelling. And they're also, they can also just not be very welcoming. Hey, oh, you're a fan of this? Oh, I'm also a fan of this. Hey, we can be friendly and talk about it. And then you have people that are just that love to gatekeep certain things.
There's a lot of, no, you're enjoying this the wrong way.
Yeah. Or you're not allowed to enjoy this because of this.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, Hayden. You're enjoying this the wrong way. No. Oh, I think this is this way. No, you're wrong, because this and this. It's bruh, can't we have different interpretations? Aren't we two different people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not you, you're not me, but we can meet in the middle somewhat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a middle ground there. You're not willing to find it.
Yeah. So Hayden, as far as you've mentioned the video game community, what are some examples, especially with World of Warcraft specifically, what are some examples of toxicity that you've seen?
Well, I used to make a habit. I've been playing this game for 20 years, just about. So I've seen a lot of different people come through the community and leave. But generally, I used to go on the forums a lot just to see what people were talking about, how they were, if I could find something interesting about the game, maybe I didn't know, or see if other people were experiencing the same bugs that I was. And generally what you find is people talking about how terrible the game is and how it's not been good since such and such time. Which again, of course, you'll have people in 2 years talk about how great that was, when at the time it's the worst thing that ever existed. And so, what I saw, they just came out with a new expansion called Midnight, and so far, I'm really loving it. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's gotten me back into the game. Although I've kind of been back in the game since the last expansion. But, yeah, and they've got it much more story-driven. But one of the things I keep hearing is how there's not been any story in the game for years. And it's there's actually way more story presented to you now than there used to be. Used to be you'd have to read a bunch of quest dialogue, and it would be kind of hidden and hard to find everything. But now they show you a bunch of cutscenes throughout your game time, throughout the campaign, and they have a lot more content being added on after the expansion and patches, and people just keep complaining about everything about it, and it stopped me from going onto the forums for the longest time. And I just recently got back into it, and it's oh yeah, this is why I left.
Yeah, it's that whole, I get the nostalgia factor of, getting into a game when you're first getting into it, and, when you're first starting it, and just being oh, this is all great, this is so much fun, and I'm learning it, I'm really getting attached to it. And then they make all the changes, and it's okay, yeah, you have to adapt to these changes, or the changes aren't going to be immediately smooth. They can't. They're working as best they can, but it takes some time to fine tune things. And there's that that lack of patience that people have, or they assume or they just are just immediately rejecting new stuff. And like you said, with reading the forums, being around all that negativity is not fun. You want to go there for community or to learn things, but enough people souring it makes it's I'd rather not.
It's not fun. They know how to suck the fun out of it. It's I'm trying to think of what that show is. It's you're like a fun vampire, but it's on Community. You're like a fun vampire, except because of instead of sucking blood, you just suck.
Yeah. I think was Britta the one that was that fun vampire?
Yeah. Troy was the one that said the line.
Oh, okay. Now I'm thinking of Britta getting rid of the bee. Also thinking of every party needs a pooper. That's why they invited you. Party pooper. Party pooper.
We use that all the time.
Yeah. Shout out to Team 4-Star. Great comedy. We mentioned Star Wars. I'm sure when the first movie came out, everyone was back in 77, 78 or 77?
77, I think.
I was going to say 77.
Yeah. That came out. It was very well loved. Not a perfect movie, but it was very well loved. Everyone loved it. Was very gung-ho about that and future and what was coming up next. And Empire was great. And then, everyone got a little teed off but with Return of the Jedi, which, wasn't a perfect movie either, but it was, there was some studio stuff started happening, but then, the original trilogy stands as this pillar of okay, this is the perfect trilogy. This is the best trilogy ever. We talked about this a little bit in our trilogies episode, which we recorded years ago. But then the prequel trilogy came out, and everyone shat on it immediately, initially. And you got a lot of people just talking about,
Midi-chlorians.
Yeah, midi-chlorians
Yeah.
and Anakin, the actor who played Anakin as a kid, like, he got a lot of flack, and he was just a kid, like, did not deserve all that. Also, the actor who played Jar Jar Binks, while Jar Jar was a very annoying character, the actor did not deserve all the hateful, racist comments and things that he got directed to him. And as you can look up and see how it really wrecked their lives, over the years. And I'm glad that Star Wars or Disney, whatever, Lucasfilms, got the actor who played Jar Jar and put him in that Mandalorian episode as a Jedi. And I was like, that's good. That was good of them to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I remember everybody hated the prequels. And then, which, to be fair, I definitely think Attack of the Clones is probably the weakest
It is.
film. At least it's my least favorite, just because it has a lot of lulls and it's got the whole super awkward romance scenes with Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman. And it's just, it still has some good takeaways from it. It's got some good scenes, some good moments. I think Count Dooku was a popular character, and, he stuck around through the Clone Wars animated show, and I think that, honestly, and the original Clone Wars animated show, as well as the later on ones, those really helped a lot of those characters that were introduced there. And Revenge of the Sith is probably my favorite of the prequel trilogy, at least. But yeah, it definitely had its problems, but it didn't deserve all the hate that it got. In my opinion.
Yeah. It was set this was set like 20 plus years before the original movies. Like, allow, like, let the fans, a lot of fans didn't want to, were, I guess, pushing back at, like, the new ideas, even though it was, like, George Lucas's own ideas. It was it's his franchise. It's his brainchild. Like, yeah, he introduces things. It's all his. So if you're mad at how he sets things up, it's not like someone else came and, like, changed things for that prequel trilogy.
Right.
That wasn't until later.
Oh, yeah. Later, we have the sequel trilogy.
Also, just throwing this out there.
Yeah.
As me and Josh have discussed before, Attack of the Clones could have all been avoided if Anakin had just went to just go take a nap or something.
And we're talking about, you mean Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
All of that could have been avoided. All he had to do was go take a nap.
He really could have taken a nap, yeah.
Go find Padme. Go do something else.
Take 2 space Tylenol and call us in the morning.
Bro, what?
Anakin. But going to the sequel trilogy, yeah, not the best laid out plan of a trilogy. Behind the scenes, there was a lot of bad back and forth, a lot of reactionary things that they did that, didn't allow these to be as liked after they were released. When they were released and then after they were released.
Right.
And I also just want to throw in this point that, I feel everybody, well, not everybody, a large vocal minority, maybe a vocal minority, maybe a vocal majority, I don't know. A lot of people I remember they tend to always give hate towards anything that gets consumed by Disney, even though it's kind of proven that they have a really good track record. Granted, I haven't seen all the Disney movies, because that's a whole lot, but they have a really well-known track record for making good movies. So maybe that's just because they put out so many, but they generally have a good reputation, and people just love to hate on them for Disney-fying whatever the franchise or series is. And I just think that has a lot of mixed messages given how much money they tend to make from all these things.
It's also the fact that people in general hate big corporate, so Disney buying up everything kind of makes them big corporate, so...
Oh, for sure. But, they're big corporate for a reason. big corporation for a reason. Like, people keep paying for the products.
Yep.
Yes. You know, in some way or form, they are paying Disney, even if they are vehemently against Disney. I mean, I'm not a fan of how much they've bought and, you know, all the acquisitions they have. I think they are maybe too big of a company at this point, but you know, they did have the money that Lucasfilm needed, and they were able to fund these movies, and they were able to give the effects that they needed to look good. Like, the sequel trilogy looked amazing. I just hate that they were also a little bit wary of making, like, Finn, like, one of the main character that he should have been for these movies.
Yeah.
Because China is very much like, you know, kind of set in their ways. There's some racism over there. There's some reluctance. There's some, they want things need to be kind of clean and tidy for them. And they kind of pander to that. So they kind of go off like internationally. They're very beholden to their dollar. So they're willing to make moves to make as much money as they can. That includes appeasing the people. It's unfortunate that Finn and Daisy Ridley and the pilot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Rose, all of those characters got a lot of flack for just doing their job and trying to portray a character well. And sometimes they were given some bad writing and some bad, you know, scripts and rewrites and stuff like that. But, you know, you can't hate on the actor, you know.
Right. Apparently you can.
You can, but
because a lot of people do.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And so instead of calling, like, a lot of times they just want to go and call a film like, oh, this film is woke and it's like, stop. Just stop doing that.
It's the whole thing these days that everybody loves to hate on. People being culturally aware.
Yeah. Oh my God! A female character starring in this thing that was usually had a white dude starring in it. Ugh.
Yeah, all of a sudden, as soon as there's a female lead, no male characters have ever existed.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is this character that was originally portrayed as a white person is now portrayed by a person of color? Oh no! Oh God! Ugh. Yeah, I can't.
I mean, apparently, according to these people, it's fine when it works the other way, but not that way.
Yeah. Which leads us to, like, talking about comic book adaptations. We've seen in the last 10, 15 years with, you know, superhero medium, like, taking off, like, a lot of race swapping. But again, some of these comics are written like years ago when the majority was white. So I think some characters that don't have, like, you know, oh, this character is Irish. Okay, that makes sense. So, of course, that makes sense for them to be played by, like, this person's, like, culturally Irish. That makes sense for them to be played by an Irish person or someone with red hair. But if there's no, like, real basis for this character, there's no real, like, solid background for this character, they can be interpreted through another race. You know, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Right.
And you get people that can capture, like, a good actor will capture that person's, if they're a minor character or they're a major character, they can capture their personality and their story through their acting portrayal.
That kind of takes me into what was thinking about recently while y'all, since we're on the topic of Superman or comic books, I was thinking Superman, you know, there were black Kryptonians on Krypton, and people get upset about, you know, making Superman black. And I've heard multiple people say, well, use another one, don't make him Clark. It's like, why does it matter? First of all, he's an alien. Mm-hmm. Second of all, there were black Kryptonians on Krypton before it blew up.
Yeah.
So deal with it.
Yeah. You're gonna be okay. Yeah. It's still Superman.
It's not that serious.
And the most egregious examples are when people think that, like when the last Superman movie came out, you know, everybody got upset that, oh, he's an immigrant. Is like, he's always been an alien. You get that, right? Like, he's not from Earth. He has no Earth nationality inherently. Like, he's even been Russian.
Yeah. Like, I think Gods and Monsters, he was raised by, like, Mexican farmers.
I've never read that one, but I don't read a lot of Superman.
It was It was an animated movie. Bruce Timm animated Justice League Gods and Monsters. But you have like Superman that was raised by Mexican farmers. You have I don't remember what Wonder Woman's thing was, but Batman was an actual vampire.
Sounds cool.
I need to rewatch it. I've only watched it once. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I have to find. I don't think it's on Max, but I definitely want to rewatch that because I always enjoy seeing Batman as a vampire.
Nice. And he's been Japanese.
Superman has or Batman?
Batman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was that Batman Incorporated run.
Well, it was in Batman Ninja, I think is what it was called.
Oh no, it was regular Batman, but they just him in Japan or set in a very like Japanese inspired Gotham.
Oh, well then shows how much I paid attention to it.
Batman Ninja is one of my favorite Batman mediums. I don't care. I'll die on that hill. You go. There's me being toxic.
Batman Ninja is fine. The sequel it's amazing. It's fire. It's
a sequel?
Yes, I told you. Batman versus the Yakuza League.
Oh, I'm watching that.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'm watching that.
It's so good.
Nice. I really need to get back into a lot of that stuff because I love it, and the most DC stuff that I've watched lately has been rewatches of the Harley Quinn show. And Kite Man, hell yeah. But
yeah.
I need to finish Harley Quinn.
I'm a sucker for a rewatch of Justice League or Young Justice. And also talking about these comic books, Marvel has also been, we talk about Disney having Star Wars, they also have Marvel, and there's been a lot of flack, especially with Phase 4, with how how things are woke now, with how characters are brought in and just not allowed to be fleshed out, or them not being comfortable with someone taking on a mantle. But that's always been how the comics have been written. Peak characters retire, and their title gets passed down to a successor. People love to hate, it's unfortunate.
Remember the time Thor was a woman?
Yes, I do.
But he hated that. Well, I didn't hate it, but the vocal minority, I feel like, they hated it.
It was like, let them try something fun like that. Jane Foster's always been, very much a supporting girlfriend character. Let her have a story where the roles are reversed, she's been, in the comics for so long,
I don't think I noticed if there was a bunch of backlash when Shuri took over as Black Panther. Did y'all? I don't think I noticed any. Maybe y'all have.
Yeah, I think it was more just people.
I mean, in the comics, by the way.
Oh,
not the movie.
No, I don't think so much in the comics. Yeah,
because I know it was there in the movie.
Yeah, people love to hate, and
more than anything.
Yeah. To wrap things up, we were also talking about the anime community and how there's a lot of toxicity in there. Just people that are very. You brought up some good points about characters that people that are how they're upset when a character loses a fight, or a character who should be stronger, who should be the strongest, is not always shown as the strongest.
Yeah, there's... And this has more to do with power scaling, but it's a lot of anime communities are toxic about power scaling because it's this character should be stronger than this character because he does this and this and this, or this character should be stronger because they did this and this and this. It's no, they're different worlds, different universes, which is the same thing I said in our episode that we did where I talked about power scaling. But yeah, I see a lot of people arguing about that, or if somebody wants to cosplay an anime character and they're not of that race, so to speak, when they're all fictional characters anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Most animes are typically based in Japan, and they're based off Japanese people or characters in Japan. But still, they're still fictional characters. Get over it.
Yeah. And a lot of these are kind of set in very much fantasy worlds. Of course, they have that basis in Japan, but the world is very much a fantasy world. So there's mixes. There's a mix of different cultures and skin tones and like people cultures and all that stuff. Yeah. So they just and people there are heroes and villains of any shape, size, and color. So
right.
Let's not get ourselves get caught up in how someone's portrayal of something.
Honestly, this is why I like things like, well, the only example that's coming to mind right now is Beastars, because it plays with that like dynamic, but everybody's a different animal pretty much, so it addresses it, but in a different manner. Like they have different aspects that they're addressing of like class or race, culture, whatever.
I'm reluctant to watch Beastars. It's just like
I am too.
It's good.
But My Hero did a good thing with that, with the heteromorph heroes that are they're more animalistic. Their quirk is more animalistic, so you see scenes of people getting hate because they're like that when they can't help it. But they do a good job of addressing it and how to get and showing people how to get past it and treat everybody equally. Especially in this last season, it was really good.
Yeah, I will need to catch up with My Hero. And I like to see that because I like when they bring that stuff up. Because in a world like My Hero, where everyone's quirk, especially when you have quirks that make you look like you have a weird, like I don't know, a raven head or a bottle head, or your whole body just
lizard.
Yeah. It's like why is there any just why are we being? I can see how discrimination could be a thing there, but it really shouldn't. Yeah. But that was a good point, Matt.
They do a good job of addressing it.
Yeah. Well,
almost brought me to tears.
Well, I think we talked about a lot of good points for fan bases and the toxic fans and how they can be toxic. Any other beats or points or honorable mentions?
I do have one, and I'm going to make it real quick and real simple. Wrestling fans. We can't all be right. We all can't fantasy book and all be right. It's okay. Watch the product or don't. Deal with it.
Hashtag deal with it.
All right, that's I'm gonna leave it at that because I could go down a rabbit hole about that all day.
Yeah, this episode might deserve a sequel.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we hope you all have enjoyed our little rant discussion here. Be sure to go check out our Instagram page. We're posting some more things on that, and our YouTube channel. If you have any ideas for things you'd like us to talk about or anything in general, you just want to talk to us in general, feel free to hit us up.
Give me animes to review, because that's something we're getting into now. I'm starting to review animes in real time. I started with My Hero Season 8 because that's the one I've been wanting to watch for so long. So we should have those videos out soon too.
Yeah.
So send us anime reviews for me to do.
Absolutely. Hayden, anything else?
Nope. I said my piece on what inspired my initial thought of this discussion, and I think we covered it. So cool. I said what I wanted to say.
I said what I said. All right. Y'all have a good one. And as always, nerd out.
Nerd out.